yourself away.
All right, guys. We're gonna do a topic on caring. It's like therapeutic caring, which I know is something that we all do not do on an everyday basis when we go out there. Or we do. Some people actually legitimately care for people. As far as like in the nursing world, caring is something that we have to like take into account. Not only do we care for the patient, but we care for the family members and anybody else that's involved in the whole therapeutic communication. And one of the best examples, when I got the topic just randomly, and the best example was Sean Green. So, you know, Sean Green, we just had him with his wife sick. So, like, in the moment, when I got to his wife, she was my patient, there was really nothing that I was going to do that was going to make a difference in what her condition is. She needed a surgeon. But at that moment in time, just the presence of somebody that he knew being there, like, actually made him feel better. And once we moved her to the surgeon's hands, there were still, you know, my boss was there at the hospital. He considered to be part of our job, which was to, hey, you know him, so you're going to go out of service and you're going to just sit there with him. And nothing that I did was therapeutic other than just sitting there. And I gave him a good feeling, gave his daughter a good feeling, and in turn, you know, he was a better person by the time his wife came out of surgery. He was able to sit there and be calm about it. Even in that situation, I had no information to give, like nothing. Who knew what was going on there? And they don't talk to you, even though I worked there. So all I could do was just kind of just sit there, listen, let him cry. And you know, a lot of the theories of when I was doing the research on caring comes back from like it's back at like Florence Nightingale. If you look at what we do today as a nurse with all the medicine, the drips, it's still her environmental theory is still like what we use when we teach nurses and when we teach them about caring. Turning the patient over would be what's important to that. Well, if you look at today, one of like the reimbursement things is not being able to, somebody has a bed sore and they develop a bed sore in the hospital, it's a free hospital stay. So if you're tied to money, caring does have a monetary advantage to it. Then we turn the patient, we make sure he has no wrinkles in his bed, and then develop a sore. Now how does that translate to us here in the back of a fire truck? Well, we can go on patients where, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, we're tired, and we don't care. Has it happened to me? Absolutely. And I think I've told Frank this story and a couple other guys where it was like our 5th call that night, and we went to the guy that was with his bags packed, waiting in front of the house. And I didn't care. I was tired. He had his bags packed, so he's really not that sick. Not sick enough to pack his bags. And on top of that, the fact that he had a language barrier, I don't understand what he was saying. Just kept hitting his belly. And I put him on the monitor, started the IV, didn't even put all the stuff on him, 12 lead, 4 lead cables, started the lock. I never even turned the monitor on because all I wanted to do was do all that stuff so I can go look at the monitor and not even care. And once I turned the monitor on, the guy had like a heart rate of 40, huge MI, and I felt freaking horrible. That moment in time, I went into the mode of trying to take care of him and gave him the call the STEMI, did all the stuff that I needed to do, but nothing made me feel good about that call because I just assumed that he was not sick. So it goes from being sick to not sick and treating the family. It's a humongous thing that you can actually do therapeutically. I know that doing this here at the fire station wasn't going to be like huge. Like I wasn't going to get like the most receptive crowd, but you got to understand that we do have to at some point care. Why else do we get in this job? Well, any fireman that you ask why they want to get in the job, they tell you that I wanted to, what,
Save lives.
And help people, right? But how often is the true emergency that we run on?
Not often.
And we often say, man, I would never call 911 for that. But for that person, it's their worst day. It's their worst headache they've ever had, even though they didn't try to take anything for that. It's the everything. So just not having a bad attitude maybe conserves you. Now I've been on that rescue truck for 14 years. And that's a long time to sit there and run back to the bus station, to run other places. And what I can tell you in those 14 years, what keeps me from burning out, is not that I'm not having a caring attitude. It actually is caring. It's just being able to go, you know what? That doesn't matter to me. That's that person's worst day today. I'm here to help them. Maybe I'll educate them a little bit. Maybe I'll talk to them. Maybe I'll just take them to the hospital. That's all they wanted to do. There's days that it's hard to do that. There's days that I'm just like, I don't even really want to go on that call with that patient. Or like the other day where I just had, tons of things going on with the divorce, with writing that paper, just trying to do that. And every patient that I went on, it made me feel better because I had to tell myself as I got out of the truck, I'm just going to be nice. I think we went to a couple calls last day where I had to say, man, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to make sure that I make that person feel better that day. And every patient last shift that could talk said thank you. And maybe they say thank you all the time and I just don't even pay attention to it. But last day I was sensitive and I just needed that, and everybody said thank you on that call. So maybe there is something to just being nice. Not only is it going to make your patient feel better, not only is it going to make you feel better about being on the truck, and it's going to make your medicine better. And last thing, I was trying to look up things that are therapeutic caring, and they have this thing called gated pain control, or gate method. And those are the things that you do by just like distracting the patient. If you ever watch a nurse just hold somebody's hand when they're doing that, that actually helps your body release endorphin and then norepinephrine, and it helps you treat pain. It makes you feel better. In the long run, it goes down to just caring. That's it. How long was that, Pastor?